Hey friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living and dream chasing, and welcome to my November budget with me / monthly money reset / me really explaining what the heck happened with my finances this month, because it wasn't good. I'm just gonna lay it all out on the table right here, right now. It was not a successful budgeting month for me. Things kind of went a little bit awry, and I'm gonna talk through exactly where I went wrong and what lessons I've learned to stop this from happening again in the future. Usually I have a monthly goal setting video that I publish alongside this over on my Patreon. I don't have one of those for you this month because life has just been throwing a lot at me recently. We got some family stuff going on at the moment, and that's thrown my schedule and my sense of routine and ability to kind of plan ahead for the next few weeks really out of whack. So I'm not going to be goal setting this month, but it will be back next month. Before we dive into my spreadsheet of shame and I share exactly where I went wrong with my budget for the month, we have to do coffee of the month. Coffee of the month is going to be a little bit of a weird one for November because it's going to be like a project pan, but for coffee. See, my problem is, as a coffee addict, I just can't stop buying new coffees and I don't always finish one before I move on to the next one. And we end up with what we have here, which is a bunch of half-empty jars and packets, and they're all taking up space in the cupboard. So for November, I'm just going to focus on using up everything that I have. So I have a little bit of the Beanie's Nutty Hazelnut. This is one of my all-time favorite instant coffees. I also have the Beanie's birthday cake flavor, also incredible. I have a little bit left of the maple syrup coffee that I had last month, and also a little bit left of this ALT coffee that I got in that coffee subscription a few months ago. I'm on a coffee buying ban. No more new coffee until I use all of this up. Anyway, let's get into the money stuff. Okay, please note that I'm absolutely freaking horrified by what I'm about to show you, but I'm not surprised. Because remember how last month I went way over on my budget and it ended up eating into October's budget, which meant that I only had about £80 left for the whole of the month? Well, obviously, I think it goes without saying that I did not stick to that £80 budget. Not only did I go over my budget, but I made a real big mess of everything. Let me just show you. Okay, let's bring up the spreadsheet. Okay, so as you can see, I ended up going over budget by £149.46, and you might think, well, Ames, that's not so bad considering you only had a budget of like £80 for the whole month. But this doesn't take into account the stuff that I went and put on my credit card. And here's the thing, it's not just that I went over budget this month. I mean, I kind of expected to go over an £80 budget. It's not very realistic. But the problem was that I kind of did the ostrich thing. Budgeting, financial literacy, having money in your bank account 101. You have to know what you're spending. You have to hold yourself accountable, and you have to actually like pay attention to what is going out of your bank account. I did not do that this month. I think that it got to a point where I was feeling so overwhelmed, I just didn't want to know. And when that starts to happen, it's really easy to start overspending because you're like, oh hey, it's like pretty much free money, right? Because I'm not paying attention to what I'm spending. So that was a lesson that I learned. So you can see here that obviously my entire monthly budget was gone by before we even hit the halfway point of October, and that's because I had so much to pay off on my credit card from last month. And if we look at my expenses for the month, you can see that I didn't actually go over in that many areas, but where I did go over, I went over quite significantly. So groceries, I actually ended up spending $51.98 on groceries, which is wild for me. Because again, I say this every month, but these groceries are just like top-up groceries throughout the week, not like the big main grocery shop. Eating out, I actually underspent. Petrol was $50 as always. Drinks, £43.50. Riddle me that, because I gave up drinking last month. So, okay, I understand. So that was paying off the drinks on my credit card from last month. Do you see how I've made this unnecessarily confusing? Yeah, welcome to my life. Coffee, I spent £8.45. Gifts, I spent 30, but not actually. That's still in my cash stuffing envelope. I didn't actually spend that. Clothing, I spent £9.50. I shouldn't have spent anything, I know. See, this is what happens when you're not tracking your spending. You just run amok. And I did. I bought myself another one of those long balloon sleeve cardigans. I just love mine so much and I just wanted it in a different colour. Takeaways, I didn't spend anything. Go me. Social, I actually came in under budget, 86.46, which is pretty good considering the amount of times that I went out in October. Like, I was out all the time. Health hit me where it hurt, okay, because I ended up spending £158.11 on health in October because my health has been absolutely freaking appalling. I got a lymphatic drainage massage, which is something that I want to start building into like my regular routine. But I also just spent a ton of money on tablets, supplements, tonics, anything to help me get over that horrific cold, which by the way, I'm feeling much better, but I'm still not 100%. Anyway, so that was a painful amount of money to spend on that. I did not spend any money on books. I didn't spend any money on toiletries. I spent £17.85 on transport. That includes paying to park, which by the way, I hate paying to park. I spent £2.50 on hair care, which was just a replacement hairspray. I spent £33.09 on skincare. I got eye cream and I also got a new cleanser. I spent £35.46 on makeup, even though I budgeted for none. I ran out of a bunch of things right at the end of the month, and also if you saw my most recent vlog, I had to send my poor father out to town last minute as I was getting ready for a costume party for Halloween because I didn't have the eyeshadow palette that I needed, so I had to pay to replace the eyeshadow palette. But shout out to my dad for going to Superdrug to get it, even though he had no idea what an eyeshadow palette was. What a legend. £55 on beauty treatments, most of that was just cash stuff. £0 on trips, £42.97 on subscriptions, £2.50 for charity, £40 for hobbies, £50 for my car cash stuff, and £162.09 on miscellaneous. That was getting the battery in my iPhone replaced and also Halloween stuff. But that is not where it ends, friends, because like I said, I did put a few purchases on my credit card, which means those will be coming out of my November budget, and I've already put them into the spreadsheet. So I've got all of my subscriptions in here already and everything that just usually comes out. And then these are all of the things that I put on my credit card. So now we're gonna need to bring out the calculator because clearly I'm not gonna have a full £750 budget for this month. Yes, so 750 minus 100, let's just call it £150. So that's I really didn't need a calculator for that. That's £600, which is going to be my monthly budget. I've already spent £410.65 when you take into account all of my subscriptions, what's on the credit card, and my cash stuffing for the month, which means that I have £189.35 left to spend for the whole of November. Now that is a lot more reasonable than £80, and I really think that I can do that. That's going to work out at about £50 per week, and obviously things like getting my nails done, putting petrol in my car, my contact lenses, all of those things I cash stuff for anyway. So this is going to be purely like social stuff. And let's budget out the rest of my money. So groceries, if I can keep that to £10 this month, that would be great. Eating out, if I could keep that to drinks, I'm gonna be at 0 because I'm not drinking. Coffee, I've already spent £7.10. Oh wait, I've already spent on drinks from last month. Okay, so we need to put that in. Why do I make this so complicated? Coffee, we'll put in the coffee that I've already had. That means no takeout coffee for you for the rest of the month. Clothing, I want to get a new dress. My friend just got engaged. She's having an engagement party. I want to buy a new dress. I've seen the dress I want to buy. I really want to buy it. Okay, is in. Takeaway, we've already spent. Good grief, girl. Social, 38. So if we put that up to 45, am I already over my budget? We put £0 for books, 0 for toiletries, 0 for transport. I'm not paying for parking this month. Hair care, I should be fine. No, I need new conditioner. That's expensive. Can it wait a month? We're gonna try and make it work. Skincare, no. Makeup, no. Trips, no. Charity, 5. Hobbies. Ooh, I just joined a new gym, so I need to increase my hobbies to $59.99. No, that's not right. Sorry, I can't do basic maths. $51.99. And then we should just put that to 52 to make things easier. And then misc, let's put it as 0. So if I could stick to that, I should actually still come in under budget. Can that be true? Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better actually. That feels very doable, keeping within those ranges. I'm gonna set a commitment to stay under budget this month. I know that should be the goal every month, but I do give myself a little bit of leeway when my budget is smaller like this. But this month I'm going to be like, no, £189.35, stay under. You can do it. I believe in you. Next, we're moving into my favorite part of the monthly reset, which is cash stuffing and sinking funds. I have one wallet for all of my sinking funds, so the long-term things that I am putting money aside for, and then another wallet for my monthly cash stuffing, things that I generally will be spending throughout the month and want to make sure that I've budgeted out separately from my regular budget. Capiche? I will link both of these wallets down in the description box, and let's get into it. We're going to start with the sinking funds. So first we have gifts, and I didn't spend any money on gifts again in October, so I actually have £60 built up in my little envelope now. It's the most that I've ever had in that envelope, and we're going to put in another 30, which is perfect because Christmas is fast approaching. Next we have my car envelope, and I'm going to put another £50 in that one, which will bring my total to £100. Not great, not terrible. Then I need to set aside £15 for my phone bill, but I do not have a 5. This happens every single month. So I'm gonna put in a 20, and if I get a 5, I can make some change. So that's all of my sinking funds done. Now let's move on to the more day-to-day cash stuffing. First we have health. I put aside £35 every month for my contact lenses, and we have a 5 in here so we can make some change. Then in my beauty envelope, I still have, oh, I have a bunch in here. I have 52, so that's great. I'm gonna put in another 55. There are never enough 5s. I think I'm actually going to take the 2 out and put it aside because it's just a pain to have coins in there. And we have plenty of money in this envelope anyway. And then I need to put aside £50 for petrol. Oh, is that it? Yeah, that's everything. Okay, cool. Now we get to empty out my purse and see what change I have left over from the month. I know technically I shouldn't have any because I went over budget, but some places you go, you have to pay on card, and that kind of messes me up a little bit. I'm looking to use Starbucks. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, £4 coins, £1.45 in change, and then the £2 coin as well. So quite a bit actually. Last month I think I had like what, 38 pence or something. Now here's the really exciting part, because usually I will divide up my leftover change between my £1 savings challenge and my Christmas tin. I'm actually not going to put anything in my £1 savings challenge today because we are so close to Christmas and I don't think there's very much in the tin. But today we're going to find out, because in November I'm going to start my Christmas shopping, so I need to get access to that money. I'm going to need a can opener. I'm not good at this in general because I'm left-handed, and this isn't even a real can, so really hard. Guess what? I have £82.96. That's pretty good going from just emptying out my purse at the end of every month and sticking it in a tin. I genuinely thought maybe I was going to have about £30 in here if I was lucky. So this is great, and this definitely takes some of the pressure off for Christmas, because Lord knows Christmas is expensive. Okay, while I am sitting on the ground surrounded by pennies, I feel like this is a good time to wrap up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much, and I will see you all soon. Bye guys.
There was once